Tonight, a nursing home evacuated, dozens of residents, some definitely with COVID-19, now being sent to other assisted living centers. Good evening, I'm Doug Dunbar, CBS 11 News at 6, streaming on CBSN Dallas-Fort Worth right now. I want to get to a live picture. Chopper 11, we're over this Lake Worth nursing home. This is where residents are being removed at the request of the Texas Department of State Health Services. It is all happening in the 4200 block of Wells Drive. From the overhead, let's go down low now. Jason Allen is there, and give us a little more, Jason, the reasoning behind the evacuation.
Well, tonight, Doug, the Health and Human Service Commission told us that there is an issue with the facility's status. There's an investigation into health and safety rules. And yes, the state has mentioned COVID-19. And as we look here at the situation live, and they have just loaded one of these residents into that ambulance nearest to us, you may see crews here in full protective equipment as if they're operating, as if they're working with COVID positive residents. But to this point, there has been no official explanation for this decision to move everyone. We know this started yesterday, and that's when the state asked MedStar, the ambulance service, to come here and check on the condition of the people living here.
We sent some ambulances and some paramedics came, supervisors, they assessed the residents and they gave that feedback to the state. This morning, we got a request from the state to relocate 63 residents from this facility to other facilities within Tarrant County.
And about half of those residents are going to be going to one facility, we understand. The others are spread out among a few others. This is a nursing home, so typically you would expect that staff working here would be trained and able to do the condition checks that MedStar was then asked to come in and do yesterday. This facility has a below average rating by federal agencies. It received health and safety penalties and fines after some inspections as recently as 2 years ago. Health and Human Services did not respond tonight to some of our follow-up questions about exactly what prompted them to act, something that they said they did within an hour of finding out about the status of this facility. They did say it is all still under investigation. Live tonight in Lake Worth, Jason Allen, CBS 11 News.
Jason.
There. In Lake Worth, dozens of nursing home residents are being relocated. It comes after the state requested MedStar's help in moving them out. State officials are not saying why, but MedStar confirms about 24 people are COVID-19 positive. Lily Zhang has more.
Parked outside the Lake Worth nursing home Wednesday afternoon was MedStar's ambulance ready to help relocate all 63 residents out of the facility.
We're not sure the exact reason why the patients are being located. However, we do know, because the state did let us know, that about 25 of the patients here at this facility are coronavirus positive. So that's part of the mix.
Matt Zavatsky with MedStar says the ambulance could carry up to 17 people at a time. About half of the people moved Wednesday will go to the same facility, according to Zavatsky. The others throughout other locations in Tarrant County as well.
You'll see that we're taking precautions on every single patient that we're moving to protect the patients, protect our staff, and the folks at the receiving facility against the coronavirus.
In a statement to NBC5, Texas Health and Human Services says their team was actively investigating the facility's compliance with, quote, all relevant health and safety rules, adding in part they continue to investigate all long-term care facilities in the state with one or more positive COVID-19 cases. In Lake Worth, Lily Zhang, NBC5.
We also reached out to the facility for comment, but no one got back to us. You can read the statement from the State Health and Human Service Commission at NBCDFW.com.
Convention. More than 60 residents from Lake Worth Nursing Home are being moved to other facilities, and officials are being very careful with the 24 people who tested positive for COVID-19. This is happening because the state is investigating reports the nursing home may have been breaking health and safety rules that were put into place because of the pandemic. Eric Alvarez is live in Lake Worth. Eric, tell us a little bit more about how this started.
Well, Chris, here's what we know and what we're seeing. Right now, officials with the state health department are here at the Lake Worth nursing home investigating this facility's compliance with health and safety regulations. Now, while they do that, the department asked MedStar to go ahead and come in and move all 63 patients to other area nursing homes. Now, moving that number of patients under any circumstances would be complicated, but MedStar says about half of them have tested positive for coronavirus, making this whole process much more of a challenge. So MedStar brought in a vehicle that carries 17 stretcher patients at a time, as well as rotating ambulance to transfer other patients. The state health department asked MedStar to move these patients to nursing homes with similar capabilities while it investigates the Lake Worth nursing home. MedStar spokesperson Matt Zavatsky says those facilities are aware these patients are coming from a nursing home where COVID-19 has been an issue, and they have agreed to take these patients in.
So everywhere that we're transporting these patients to have accepted those patients. They know that many of them are coronavirus positive, so they're going to be cared for, isolated, quarantined in certain areas, and they have the capacity to do that, which is why they're going to more than one facility.
A spokesperson for the state health department says with investigations like these, the department can revoke a nursing home's license or take other disciplinary action. Whether any of that happens here at this facility, it's still too soon to say. Now, MedStar says the big relocation effort is being done by its disaster response team, which is always on call for large-scale efforts like these, and so that these kinds of efforts can move forward without reducing the number of ambulances and first responders that are out on the streets responding to other emergencies. Chris, back to you.
All right, Eric, let's hope they all get settled safely.
Nursing home residents in Lake Worth, including several who tested positive for the virus, are now being uprooted. They're being transferred to other facilities. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Vieger. Sky 4 was above the scene in Lake Worth, the Fort Worth suburb. That's where first responders brought in buses to transport more than 60 patients. The state's health department ordered this evacuation. Fox 4's Dion Anglin is there as well with the latest from investigators. Dion.
Yeah, the evacuation is continuing here. 63 seniors are being moved from this Lake Worth nursing facility. We know that more than a third of them are COVID-19 positive. Well, MedStar, responding in full protective gear today, is working on behalf of the Texas Department of Health and Human Services. A state spokeswoman tells me within an hour of being notified about the status here, it responded with a surveyor team, and this is the result of that. MedStar is moving the residents to other nursing facilities. They say at least one is not far from here. MedStar has its ambus here, which is capable of transporting 17 stretcher patients at a time. The others will be in rotating ambulances.
Yeah, it was very fortunate that the state was able to find one facility that was able to take about half of the residents here, so that it makes it easier to relocate them, but it also makes it easier for the patients because a lot of them will be together. They'll just be at a new facility.
Now, unconfirmed reports tonight that a number of staff here were away from work due to COVID-19 and that others may have walked off the job. Again, that information is not yet confirmed. The state, we're waiting to find out if that information is accurate. MedStar, though, tells us that it will move all of the residents today, that they are taking time and care to be safe, also to make sure they get all of their belongings and medications that will go with them. Now, the state says that this facility's compliance with health and safety rules is under investigation. Violations, warranting, enforcement, possibly the license being revoked are all possibilities, but it says at first the investigation must play out, then those things will be determined. It's the latest live here. Steve, Heather, back to you.
All right, got it. Deanna will wait for the follow-up. Thank you.
For Texas.
And at 4:30, we are continuing to follow breaking news out of Lake Worth in Tarrant County, where dozens of people who live inside of a nursing home are now being evacuated and transported to other facilities. Helping with the transport is MedStar Mobile Health. Matt Zavatsky from MedStar joining us now on the phone. Matt, thanks for joining us. Wanted to ask you, we understand that this emergency is still unfolding. We know that the state is looking into this right now, but can you confirm that this is all the result of some sort of a COVID fear or COVID concerns in that facility? Is that what this is all about?
Well, we're not exactly sure, Ken, what the reason is for sure that the patients are being relocated. However, we do know that the State Department of Health Services and other state agencies have requested that these patients be evacuated and brought to other facilities throughout Tarrant County. So it's being directed by the state. We're supporting their efforts. And again, there are multiple patients that need to be evacuated and brought to other facilities.
Well, again, Matt, we know that there's been at least one COVID case there in that building. And while this investigation continues, I am curious as to how your teams are sort of logistically making all of this happen. What precautions are they taking as they go inside?
Well, first, we have been told that a number of the patients in this facility are COVID-19 positive. So we're presuming that everyone in the facility is COVID positive. So that means that the EMTs, the paramedics, everybody who's there are donning full protective equipment, masks, goggles, face shields, gowns, which, as you can imagine, on a day like today, and the logistics of moving people into the ambulance, into multiple ambulances, becomes very oppressive for the EMTs and paramedics that are doing it. So we're taking it very slow, very methodic to make sure that patients are safe and that the EMTs and paramedics are also safe.
Yeah, we're seeing the images coming in from the scene right now. Matt, before we let you go, there is one last question because you did sort of touch on this earlier. We understand that 30 of those residents are going to one facility, but the other ones, do you know exactly just yet where they're going to go? I'm assuming families are going to want to know that information.
The state has been coordinating with all the families, and the families know where the patients are going to be going. We do know where the patients are going, and you're correct. One of them is taking the 30 of these 63 patients, and the rest are being sent to multiple facilities across the county. We do obviously know what those facilities are, but we really don't want to share that. The families do also know.
Okay, Matt Zavatsky, good information to share with us. We appreciate it. Certainly still a developing situation out there. We do have Jason Allen on the scene. We're going to have a lot more for you coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock.
Texas.
And happening right now at 5 o'clock as we join you, Chopper 11 live over a North Texas nursing home. Paramedics, ambulances there, even that bus that you see in the center of your screen, ready to move people out right now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Dunbar. This is CBS 11 News at 5 and streaming online as we always do now with CBSN DFW. So this nursing home I speak about, it is on Wells Drive in Lake Worth. We've got Jason Allen there for us this afternoon. Jason, the first and most obvious question, anything to do with COVID-19?
Well, the state mentioned COVID today in its response to us, Doug, about this situation. And we can see there's a crew that's setting up over here next to the facility. This is like a disinfecting station that they're setting up right outside the walls. The Health and Human Services Commission said today it continues to investigate facilities where there's at least one or more positive cases, but they wouldn't say if that is specifically connected to what's happening here tonight. Here's part of the response we received from the agency. Our regulatory authority allows us to revoke a nursing facility's license or take other enforcement action against a facility for failure to comply with health and safety regulations. And those regulations could be anything from making sure rooms are clean to having a proper menu, both items that have turned up in previous inspections here over the last couple of years. We know this incident started yesterday, and that's when MedStar Mobile Health received a call from the state to come check on resident conditions here. Now, this is the type of facility where normally you would expect staff here would be able to do that. MedStar then got another call today to help start moving residents, and their understanding is all of them, so 63 people in total, are being placed in other facilities here in the county.
About half the patients are going to one facility. There are other patients that are going to different facilities, so we will use individual ambulances to take those patients to the singular facilities.
And we're told the condition of residents, it's really all over the map, and many of them need to be monitored while they're being moved. So this is a process they want to be careful with, and it's expected to last probably into the early evening hours before they're complete. Live in Lake Worth tonight, Jason Allen, CBS 11 News.
A lot of talk on social. We appreciate the update on that.